Hey everybody. Wow, that's really horrendous. What's with that look? I can't figure out my own camera angle. Sorry about that. There. Where'd they all go? I'll find some water in here. Dang, I'm thirsty. Where'd all the Mr. Scrappity videos go? I know it's after midnight. Where did all the Scrappity videos go? They keep disappearing. What's up with that? Where do they keep going? They turn into oblivion. They're here for a little bit. If you don't get around to watching them, they'll disappear. Oh, somebody clicked on the video and then they disappeared. It had one viewer for 3 or 4 seconds, and they clicked off. That's interesting. Oh, got a viewer back again. They clicked on and then they clicked off. I don't get it. Or it's a different person. I'm looking for a bottle of water in here. What happened to all the Mr. Scrappity videos? They keep disappearing. What's up with that? They're entertaining. He takes them down though after like a little while. I think the most to leave them up for is like maybe 7 days or so, 7, 8. Recently there was like as many as like 7 or 8 Scrappity videos up. Then the next day I looked and they were all gone. There wasn't anything there. The only thing that was there was like one of my videos, like do like Mr. Scrappity do, just a picture of a lawnmower, a green and yellow lawnmower. Oh, everybody's leaving already. So yeah, just wondering like here. Oh, okay. He deletes them fast. Mikey Find Stuff channel, right? That's his original channel. Mikey Find Stuff. It was really cool. I never got to watch all of them. No, he takes them down. So if you don't like download them or if you don't download them or screen record them like I do sometimes, you're out of luck. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll like screen record some of his videos and then like cherry pick out like some video gold from his videos and then use it in one of my videos. Other than that, I only have so much space on my iPhone, so I can't download all that stuff. There's just not room for it. And it's really humid out. I mean, it's like unbelievable. It got up to 97 degrees today, and it's like right now it's 76 degrees, and it's like probably almost 100% humidity. Yeah, maybe Wednesday morning is not a really great time to do a live YouTube thingy. I've got like one person watching. It was 101 today in Michigan. Wow. You know what? And there's no wind. There was. Did you guys get like a pop-up thunderstorm? Because we had like a pop-up thunderstorm, like just one that wasn't even predicted. It just like happened. Scrapping tonight, I was scrapping about an hour and a half ago, and I stopped because you know what I really need to do is I need to. Yeah, we got some rain. It cooled off. Yep, we got that. It went from in the evening it was like probably about 96, 94 degrees somewhere around that, and in about 20 minutes it got down to 76 degrees. It got pretty windy. Yeah, you know what I need really, like scrapping tonight is like I need to get one of them license. You have to have a license actually to scrap in the city of Joliet. You have to have a scrapper's license, believe it or not. And um, they started enforcing that rule back in 2008, and it's not transferable. It's $75, but it's it's like selective enforcement. Okay, so I haven't had one in probably 8 years, but if you're out like in the wee hours of the morning and you're driving around looking for scrap, you better have a scrapper's license because the cops will be looking for any reason to give you a ticket. And if you can present to them a scrapper's license, along with the fact that you have insurance and all that, they'll let you go. But yeah, after about midnight or so, I call it quits. Let's see. Oh, Cruiser Mac, Yo Kingdom. you know what the you know what Cruiser Mac, that battery charger for the Bosch Sawzall, it it finally like conked out. The battery the batteries don't charge. I wonder if there's like somewhere like I wonder if there's somebody that sells those battery chargers or some refurbished batteries for that type of saw. It's a shame I can't use it. There's a swing set that's been sitting by the side of the road for about 4 days now, untouched. And if I had a battery powered sawzall, I'd be all over it. Allen Park, Michigan, you're not allowed to go garbage. No kidding. You can't garbage pick? I thought, I remember Scrap and Pallet Man saying that that's illegal for a town to make it illegal for you to garbage pick because the trash is out by the curb. So it's, I don't know, some Supreme Court ruling. But I don't know. That's highway robbery. Oh, well, in Chicago, it's $150 for a scrapper's license. That's also non-transferable, so that means you can't just take the license and put it on another truck. And also, you have to wear a high visibility jacket, and you have restricted hours. You can only go scrapping between 6 o'clock in the morning, evening, something like that. Batteries, no, the batteries are working. It's the battery charger. All of a sudden, one day, yep, the lights weren't flashy anymore. Yes, it's considered It's considered abandoned property. Exactly. The scrappers in Chicago. Yeah, I know. They never had. Me too. But yeah, it's a requirement. You're supposed to have a high visibility jacket. You're supposed to have markings on your truck that you're a scrapper, and you're supposed to display your scrapper's license. You know. Oh, one more thing. There's always one more thing when it's in Chicago. You must be free of any debt standing city of Chicago. Like if you have any boot fines or outstanding tickets and stuff like that, all those debts have to be settled before you can get a scrapper's license in Chicago. And you have to go to City Hall to get it too, which is downtown, so that's an involved process. I know that's odd, Cruiser Mac. I like I'm like I unplugged it and put it into a different socket. I'm like, I pulled the batteries out and put it back in. I even picked the thing up and put it by my ear to see if I could hear it humming, and nothing. So I wonder if that thing has like a fuse in it or something. It's like all of a sudden one day it just wasn't working. I'm like, so I passed by the swing set that's been out there for like probably 4 days now, and nobody's touched it. And being in Joliet, I'm surprised, actually. Yeah, so that Mr. Scrappity, he deletes his videos. I mean, come on, man, leave them up. People enjoy them. Or just keeping old videos around, does that detract from your new ones? I don't know. The secrets of YouTube. I mean, don't you wish, YouTube actually came with like a set of instructions that were, like a little booklet or pamphlet or something? Instead of like going to different websites and all that's done, like, or asking people around, it doesn't come with any instructions other than trial and error mostly. Yeah, so that guy could have like Mustang Dave. How things been in Chicago? Wow, really hot, very hot. Like it was 97 degrees today with a 9 UV index. I was melting in the sun. I mean, I was really kind of moving slowly, which is frustrating because I'm looking at the stuff and I'm like, man, I could get so much more done. I'm only moving like this fast. I want to move faster, but you're so hot and so sweaty, and so dehydrated too. Ooh, that's bright. Can you see that? Wow. Those those like bluish headlights. Those things always like, like your eyes do that after like being dazzled by them. Hot, hot down here too. Be 100 tomorrow. Yeah, it's probably gonna be at least 95 here, so that's pretty close. And very high humidity. Like we had a pop-up thunderstorm too, like about an hour ago, and me and my wife went to the city to go pick my son up, and he works in Chicago, and we're going down I-55, and you can see the storm clouds and the lightning over Lake Michigan. So it's that time of year, for like the next month and a half, lake the lake is kind of warm, and you get those really hot days, and at nighttime, it cools off a little bit, and then I don't know, it does something to the lake water, it gets gets a little rambunctious. Like you can have a storm just pop up over that lake this time of year. I have a I have like a load of bottles and cans, and I've been itching to go to. Well, my wife had a rented car when I was working at her Ford Edge, but I've been itching to like go to Michigan and cash them all in. I'd make a YouTube video of it. That would be different. Because some of the bottles and cans that we have here have Michigan stamps on them. That's 10 cents a container. That's like way more. First of all, you can't get nothing for a plastic bottle here or a glass bottle. And, aluminum is way down. It's only like 20 cents for a pound of aluminum cans. What is it, like 30 aluminum cans to make a pound? You only get 20 cents for that? Yeah, you could make your money 15 times over taking it to Michigan. What? Mosquito flying around. There isn't too many of them, but there's some. 10 cents a can. Well, of course, you could go to Iowa, but it's only 5 cents. I don't think Illinois will ever have a bottle return. I mean, it would be great for scrappers and stuff like that, but there's something about our state. I don't know. What is it about the state of Illinois? I mean, they'll never have a bottle return here. I think most provinces in Canada have that, except for there's like one or two that doesn't have a bottle return. Maybe it's Ontario or something. I don't know. Well, I think only 10 states in the USA have can and bottle return. Most are 5 cents. I know. This isn't big money we're talking about here, but that would be a nice addition to the scrapping income. Pallets. I got a few. You know what I mean? Maybe I should do a pallet run tomorrow. I don't know. Pallet or aluminum. I got quite a buildup of steel, but now I got like 1, 2, 3. I have 3 lawn tractors that I have to pick up. Okay, one hasn't moved in 30 years. It was sitting in a shed that actually fell down around it, and the people cut up all the wood and had it hauled off. And they're saving the lawn tractor for me. It doesn't move, so I don't know how we're going to get it up on the truck. And there's another one a couple neighborhoods away. It still runs. It's a Montgomery Ward. It's about 40-something years old. And this guy lives in an area where there's a culvert, so I can drive my pickup truck down the ditch, and the tailgate will be level with the ground, and we could just wheel that right up. And there's another one that I found today, and the guy wants me to come by there at about 10 o'clock. It's in a barn out in the countryside. And the guy says the engine still runs, but there's something wrong with the mowing deck. You can't see me. Morning, kids. How you doing? Let's see, Mustang Dave. I seen Modelo beer bottle that showed a deposit on it, but have no idea where to bring it to. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think, Mustang Dave, I don't think you live in a state that has bottle return, though. Because, let's see, Oregon, Hawaii, California, I'm naming these off the top of my head, Connecticut, Maryland, Michigan, Iowa, um, I don't know, like there's like one or two other states, New York, maybe Vermont. Um, they all have bottle return, and I think California is 10 cents. They're 5 cents. So I think Mustang Dave lives in a state that does not have bottle return. So yeah, just like Illinois, no bottle return. But Michigan's like 80 miles away from Joliet. We have a summer home that's like 3 miles from the Michigan border. So like what we used to do when we were kids was we'd go up and down the beach in Indiana, and then my grandparents would take us over the border into Michigan, and we'd go and return the cans. We go up and down the public beach and dig into garbage cans. It showed Oklahoma was one of the states showed a return. Okay, I didn't know Oklahoma did it, but I guess they do. But you don't live in Oklahoma, so yeah, I had an Oklahoma stamp, so it'd be no good in Michigan. Yeah, I think to return them in Michigan, it has to have a stamp on there. Rhode Island, there you go. Rhode Island, Massachusetts, 5 cents. But if you go to Massachusetts, no kidding, and they see a Rhode Island plate, you know what? If you go to if you go to a Meijer, right, grocery store, how are they going to see your license plate anyway? You know what I mean? You're parking in the parking lot. You take your bag of cans. Who's gonna see the license plate? I mean, unless you go to like a little store and they can look out the window. Well, I got Mustang Dave. Well, I got to get sleep. Working in 5 hours. All right, bye. See you. Thanks for checking in here. I think I'm gonna go out scrapping in a couple of hours. Just at like dawn. Just when the sky is starting to get a little bit of light in it. Because that's when you see some scrappers out there. Around 4 o'clock or so. First light. What is it? Astronomical dawn, and then nautical dawn, and then civil dawn, and then sunrise. It's like 3 stages before sunlight, before sunrise. I think astronomical dawn is when the birds start chirping. It's in the springtime, like about a month ago, and that would be about 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. Absolutely no more water left. Darn it. Hmm. They have people in the parking lot looking at plates because Rhode Island tax is 7% and Massachusetts is 5. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You have people in the parking lot? That's ridiculous. I can believe it. I mean, being Rhode Island, you know, that's a small state. That is really pimpy, though. I guess it's kind of like Illinois and Indiana. What's Indiana's sales tax? Is like 5.5% or something like that. And if you go into downtown Chicago, the sales tax is what, 12%? I know out here, if if you're in unincorporated Kendall County, the tax is 7.75%. But if you're in Joliet, it's 9% or something like that. So yeah, or if you buy a car from Indiana, you have to also pay Illinois sales tax, which is ridiculous because you already pay tax. But I was just talking about cans and bottles and stuff like that. Anyway, it would be interesting if Illinois ever had that, which I contend, for whatever reason, they never will. And for whatever reason, all these other states passed, laws with having cans and returns and bottles by the side of the road because there's so many people going around picking. Like if there's like aluminum cans on the side of the road, there's people I see riding bicycles and stuff like that, or just on foot with a big, hefty garbage bag, and they're collecting. They have like a poker stick, and yeah, they're collecting cans and stuff like that. Cans, bottles, tidbits, scrap. If you're from Illinois, most of Illinois, I mean, and even people watching, you don't really see a lot of cans and bottles by the side of the road. And we don't have a bottle return, so maybe that's another reason why they'll probably never pass it because there's not really a need for it as far as like trash pollution is concerned. If that's if that's one of the reasons that have been used for needing cans and bottle return. But I keep circling back that hey, that would be great because I could see myself definitely adding another, I don't know, $50 to $100 a week to my scrapping income by returning cans and bottles. Ones that I've found, obviously they can't be crushed. Ones that I've found and ones that are consumed in the house. But yeah, in my backyard I got like 3 or 4 garbage cans filled with plastic bottles and stuff like that. That I'd love to make like a journey to Michigan. I would definitely make a video of it. I don't know, it's been a long time since I did that. Last time I did that was a long time ago when my grandparents were alive. So I don't know what system they have now. I've I've been going on YouTube looking for what system they use in Michigan, and I guess Meyer has like this area offset from the grocery store, and there's like these vending machines, and you stick the cans and bottles in there, and it counts them. It has to be able to read like a barcode or something. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I need a real job. Yeah, yeah. Here I am, a grown man, and I'm like thinking about cans and bottles. But you know what? Even if I had a real job, I think I'd hate to like throw away something. I'd hate to throw away a piece of garbage that was worth 10 cents. Like this would drive me crazy. Even if I had like a real job and I was making $1,000 a week, the fact to throw something like this away, and it was worth 10 cents, it would drive me bonkers because 10 of them is $1. Now we're talking folding money, right? We're not just talking about a dime. A dime, I mean, I could drink like 3 of these things hot summer day, no problem. That's 30 cents. I know you can't really buy much for 30 cents, but all those little scrapes of money, in life, no matter how much you make, that adds up, and that represents work. That's time. At 10 cents, that's time out of your life, right? Time that you could have done nothing, watched TV, played with your kids, washed your car, done something else besides earn money to make trash, right? I don't know. You you could earn the extra money to yeah, you know what? Think about that. Now I'm getting mad. One plastic, we'll put it in ecological terms. One plastic bottle right here, 10 cents, depending on your electric rates because they fluctuate. This could be 1,000 watts of electricity. 1,000 watts of electricity. 1 kilowatt hour. 10 cents. If you're being charged 10-cent rate per kilowatt hour, because our electricity rates fluctuate throughout the year. It goes anywhere from like 9.34 cents per kilowatt hour to like 17 cents or something like that. So we'll just say 10 cents. This is a kilowatt hour. So you could run 10 100-watt light bulbs for 1 hour for the value of this plastic bottle being returned. 10 light bulbs. That's enough to light up your entire house on the inside. More than. Okay? If you put in 40-watt light bulbs and just had 3 of them running, 4 of them running, that's a few hours. That's several hours of lighting power. That's a whole evening almost. A whole evening. Almost. For one freaking bottle. Okay? I know I'm being a little bit on the conservative side, but think about that. Now it's a really hot summer day. I could knock back 3 of these things, no problem. That's 3,000. That's 3,000 watts. That's 3 kilowatts of electricity. These bottles. Look at all the lighting power. 3 bottles. Okay? I could have my radio playing in the house. I could have a TV going. That's a mosquito. I could have some light bulbs on, okay, and just let them go. For that. That's crazy. But then again, I'm a grown man. I should have a real job. And I shouldn't be thinking of like little bits like that. But those little bits add up. They really do. A day's worth wouldn't really matter. A week's worth. Even a month's worth. We're starting to add up now though. When, a whole year goes by, that's quite a bit. It really adds up. This is your life we're talking about. No. I don't know. We're dealing with the very bottom end of a product cycle. That's what the scrap life is about. You're dealing with bottom dollar value. I don't think it's going to rain. It got really humid and stuff like that again after the thunderstorm that we had briefly. So a couple people have said what's happened with the Mr. Scrappity videos. He takes them down. But why? 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 Leave them up. What's the harm in leaving them up? Leave them up. People like watching that. If only I could get that many viewers. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Dude, you got gold here. Like, I was going on this, like, that one website, NOX Influencer, and, his videos, if you go and look at it, they're valued at about, he could be making about 60 bucks a day. Lee Ann. Hi, Marty. Good morning. Hello. How you doing? What time is it where you're at? Leanne? Right here it's what, 1:12? Something like that. I need a clock in my car. I need like a little digital clock or something. Or I need to get like another radio. For some reason the radio's never worked in this truck. I've looked at the wiring. The buzzer stopped buzzing, and the buzzer didn't break. It's just there's something wrong with the switch because the lights don't even go on when you hold the door open. 2:10. Ooh. What state are you from? You have to be from like the Eastern time zone. Yeah, you'd have to be from the Eastern time zone. Florida. There you go. A little part of Florida is in the Central time zone, like Eglin Air Force Base. You know, Niceville, up there in the Panhandle. But most of Florida is in the Eastern time zone. It's one state that's in two time zones. What other state? Indiana, I think. Yeah. Like the little corner, the northwest corner of Indiana is in the Central time zone. 2:10 here in Western Australia. Oh, well, let's see. Afternoon. What part of Western Australia? Perth? I have other Australian subscribers that say they they always rip on Western Australia, like claim that they're so far away from the rest of the country. I don't know, somehow or another it dropped out. I lost my internet signal. Back though, yeah, so 300 kilometers inland from Perth. That's almost outback territory, I would imagine. It would have to be. Slide the radio out. It could be the fuse behind or background. Yeah, it wouldn't be much to slide that radio out because there's like only one screw holding it in. So I'll probably check on it tomorrow. Give it a quickie look. I even went on like online and looked for like what fuse it could be on the fuse panel. This is 94 Dodge. Because all of a sudden one day, not that I want the buzzer to buzz, but if you ever notice in my videos, the buzzer isn't buzzing anymore. The door open buzzer. The key and ignition buzzer still buzzes, but the fact that the other buzzer doesn't go, that's tied into the lighting in the truck. So that's out. Oh yeah, when I lost the internet connection, I lost some viewers. Yep. The eternal question, though, like the title of this video, is like, why ever does Mr. Scrappity delete his videos? He either deletes them or he takes them to private. I think he could be making some good bucks on that channel, you know what I mean? Building up, building up a subscriber base. And hello from Tennessee. Hey there. I was using the Wi-Fi, but now I'm using the my phone's capabilities. Yeah, no, that guy, he could be doing pretty good, man. If only it had that kind of if only my channel had that kind of viewership, man, I'd leave them all up. Watch them all, man. Come on, right? What are you gonna do? Everybody's got their own. So if you don't watch this video, you know, like if you take a day or two to get around to watching it, it's gone. Sometimes he takes them down. I was like, man, I missed it. What the heck? The only thing else you could do is download them. If you got like a computer or something like that, if you got the gigabyte space, hey, they're good enough to record. Let's put it that way. In my opinion, even though he's just another scrapper, trash picker. I liked him too. Yeah, yeah, he's pretty cool, right? But then I go to click on his channel and there's like nothing there. Today, earlier, there was nothing there except for I think one of my videos that I've got a lawnmower, green and yellow lawnmower. Do like Mr. Scrappity do that, and some other video I did. Mr. Scrappity is broke down. When his pickup truck broke the ball joints. I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching your scrapping videos. I watch you, Vid Vulture, Mike the Scrapper. Yeah, I watch Mike the Scrapper and Moose Scrapper. E-Waste Ben for entertainment. You know what? There's E-Waste Ben. Have you ever heard of Shark Scrapper? Shark Scrapper. He's great at the e-waste stuff, which I find a little bit too tedious for somebody like me. But you know what? There's different kinds of scrapping for different kinds of scrappers. So if you're into the e-waste stuff and you like doing the gold, and silver recovery and stuff like that, that guy is for you. Like he depopulates boards and takes the chips out and stuff like that. Just like E-Waste Ben. Now that guy is neat as a pin. I mean, I just I just can't imagine being that neat. I mean, it would be great, okay, but it blows my mind how you could be a scrapper and be so organized. Was it YouTube doing it to him? How do you mean? How do you mean, Leah? What you mean? Mr. Scrappity? I have no idea. I mean, Mr. Scrappity is the one. He takes his own videos down or puts them on private. That channel definitely could make some coin. You could always tell the channels that can make some coin. You know what I mean? If you have a clearer speaking voice than mine, people can understand what you're saying. Yeah, even Ben's junk is stacked neatly in a line. That's true. I mean, it's actually perfect for, you know, it's actually perfect for YouTubing because, you know, in the comment section, there's really nothing somebody could say that's disparaging, like clean up your mess, you know, or stuff like that. There's no mess to clean up. Stuff is like, even the scrapyard he goes to is like, it's almost immaculate. It's like, looks like a grocery store or a hardware store parking lot. It's like, you know, the junkyards I go to, you know, the place is bombed out. I'll cancel him for bad words, but there's, okay, I'm not arguing with you, Leanne, but there's a lot of channels where, you know, uh, the YouTuber uses potty mouth, constant potty mouth. Like, there's this one channel called The Planet Earth. I mean, the guy's harmless. The guy's name is Ben. Most of the time he's in his car and he's making videos from his car. But he starts, you know, he starts F bombing. Every third word is an F word. And not all of his videos are monetized, but a lot of them are. I don't know. But I'll have to go with what you're saying. YouTube YouTube takes him down for too many bad words. I don't know. I kind of stay away from the bad words because, uh, well, a long time ago I had a commenter say, stop using, you know, bad words because I'm trying to watch your videos in mixed company, you know, on a TV, and I never thought about that. That some people watch these things like on a display screen or on a TV, and you know, you have the grandparents over, or you have like little kids around. Nobody, you know, especially in that position, wants to watch some schmuck with a YouTube channel. I guess. Yeah. After that, well, that day that commenter told me that, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, you're right. Never thought about it that way, but yeah, that makes sense. Oh, it, it's not that I'm not being me. You don't really need all the bad words. No, I'm not glamorizing. Your videos are true content. No glamorizing the scrapping industry. No. You know what? I'm not here to have you come and watch so I can play the audience like a fiddle and everybody like a fool and say, look at my junk, it's great. Because you know what? It's garbage. It's somebody else's garbage that they threw out by the curb, and I'm picking it up. And 99% of the time, it's broken. It's garbage. Okay? There's nothing glamorous about it. It's garbage. Okay? Not like, you know, why is this in the trash? I don't know, because it's garbage. Not that it's like that every time, because there's stuff in the garbage that, you know, people genuinely just threw out because they just don't want it anymore. And it's perfectly fine. You and Mr. Scrappity are real. Yeah, Mr. Scrappity, actually. That dude's the real deal. I remember last winter I wasn't making that much money, and Mr. Scrappity actually sent me a jacket so it'll be warm. Sometimes people go through things in life and they need to vent. Yep. Including me in my infamous video from last week where I'm all pissed off and I got frustrated with the Almighty, and that cost me more than 40 subscribers, which isn't funny. Okay. Yeah. That's like that's like touching that's like touching the scrapping channel. I mean, some channels you can get away with that, but you got a scrapping channel. you cannot show frustration towards the Almighty, okay? Because a lot of these people that make these videos and a lot of you guys watching, um, I don't know, are God fearing like me, but I watch a lot of scrapping channels. Well, what brings you to the scrapping channels? I mean, there are some people that that's all they watch is scrap. My wife, once again, she commented along with her friend, like, who would watch a scrapping channel? Why do people get fascinated by different things? So why not, right? It's harmless. It's fun, I guess. It's more of a hobby for most people because most people can't imagine trying to sustain themselves on finding stuff at the curb. Because if you're trying to do that, like I am, okay, and I've always been, uh, it's it's madness at times. It's you know what? When times are good, they're great, and they're really great. Okay, when times are good with scrapping, but when times are bad, they're really bad. Now, as bad as they are right now, I've actually seen them worse. Okay, at the end of 2008, right there at the election time, um, scrap had finally hit the wall just before the car companies all declared bankruptcy. If any of you guys are old enough to remember 2008, the end of it. Scrap in my area was $25 a ton. Oh, it's something it's something I did. Oh, okay. Well, you don't do that anymore, or you got sick of it, or don't have any room for it. There's many reasons why people used to go scrapping, but they don't anymore. But anyway, as bad as it is right now, I've actually seen worse. Back in the end of 2008, it was 25 a ton was the best price you could do for scrap. Because some places, a lot of places, were free. Oh, I had a stroke. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Did it affect like one side or the other, or you don't? I mean, different kinds of strokes affect different parts of the. I'm closing the door a little bit because I see a car coming, but I think it's just a neighbor. Different strokes do different things to different eyesight. One side of the body, the other side, you know, etc., etc. So, yeah, the stroke probably. Okay, yes, my right side happens. When that happens, I guess picking up and lifting and moving things becomes a little bit too cumbersome. So I remember my best friend's grandfather had a stroke when he was cleaning leaves out of the gutter. He was 15, 20 feet up in the air on a ladder, and lucky for him, he had the presence of mind when he was having the stroke to lean forward into the ladder and just remain motionless. So it's amazing to me that his legs didn't collapse under him when he had the stroke. But with physical therapy that they had at the time, this was like 30 years ago or so. Um, yeah, he made a pretty good recovery. Actually, he he still climbed up on the ladders. An old Austrian immigrant from Eastern Europe. Tough people. I think the stroke more or less affected his speech, though. Really. Yeah, I hope I don't ever have that happen to me. I need to lose weight. I don't want to have a stroke. that would be uh, that would be kind of bad for business. Oh, you had it. So you probably had like some powerful medication to not have a not have a. Some people go on to live like a fairly long life and productive even after having a stroke. Because I guess it's time lost is brain lost. So the quicker you get treatment, the better off your outcome is. So yeah, when way back when, 30 years ago, when my best friend's grandpa was having a stroke, being my mother called the ambulance, and yeah, the fire department was there, like, and I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes, not even, and rushed off to the hospital. So that quick action probably saved him from becoming a vegetable, or being wheelchair bound. Which I don't think, being an old European immigrant, the old school kind, the really old school kind. Uh, Not being able to chop wood and tinker around the car in the garage and stuff like that, I think would have drove him crazy. Being able to paint and do projects, that's important for, some old people that aren't used to just vegging out. Yeah, 30 years ago, before adult living communities, those things were a thing, really. I mean, they did have them, but not like they do now. Where middle-aged children put their old-age parents out to pasture and put them in a assisted living community. Hey, some people prefer those places, though. Some of the people that live in there would just rather be there than deal with their own family, sadly. Yeah. I did not get what they call TPA. That would have helped. So you wouldn't be quite as disabled if you had gotten that. Yeah, because it's very therapeutic for the moment. For when you do have that happen to you, getting that when you need it, it could be life changing. Hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised the mosquitoes aren't as bad as they should be, but maybe that mosquito spray that they sprayed the other day, I made a video, of course, of it. Maybe it had maybe it was somewhat effective. Wow, they really like fogged, the block. There was so much like spray coming out of that truck. There was like an oily film on the cars. drive and live in my own home. Well, all right. So you do all right if you're able to drive after having a stroke and have your own house. Do you have kids and family that constantly check on you? 'Cause, I know when my wife's grandfather, he was 90, 94 when he died, but he was in a nursing home for about maybe 6 months before he passed away. But by phone, are you too far away from? Are you too far away from everybody for them to come and visit you, or I don't know? Maybe I'm asking too many questions. Different families handle these things differently. But yeah, I don't know, he slipped under the car or something like that. He was trying to change the oil. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's better that way. And he was under the car for about a day and a half when my mother-in-law's brother and my mother-in-law went over there, and they couldn't find their dad in the house or anything like that. And they spent like about 15 minutes looking for him, and then they realized he was in the garage under the car for a day and a half or so. And it was about 27 degrees out, so his body temperature was pretty low. After that, he never came back home again. But man, he wanted to go back home. He didn't want to be in the nursing home because you get to be that age, and I guess some old people panic because they know that they're probably leaving in a body bag. They didn't realize he was under the car though. I mean, it took a little while to figure it out. Good thing he had a jacket on, because sometimes old people, especially like him, he'd go out there and not wear a jacket and stuff like that. And the garage wasn't heated either. I don't know. Maybe being in that confined space or something like that, there's no wind or anything like that. You're in a garage. So, yep. Never went back home though. And I think that's what his fear was. Never being able to go back. You're, imagine, you're old, but you still have all your sanity, and you know that you physically can't fight anybody, push them out of the way, and you're trapped in this place with a bunch of very old people. It's almost like being in a purgatory prison. Like, I don't know. It has to be terrifying. I mean, how do you sleep? Especially like with other, you're there for, weeks on end, and, uh, there's not the same group at breakfast every morning. There's somebody missing. Every other day, somebody dies, depending on how big the nursing home is. And the one that my wife's grandfather was at was fairly large, and like a few hundred people living there. So almost every day, there's somebody missing, or every other day. I don't know. Something I until I made this video right now, something that I didn't actually think about very much until now. I never actually. That's a terrifying thought about getting old. Is there a way we could stay young forever? Can you imagine? Well, not retiring. There you go. Never retiring. I've noticed, like, throughout my life, people that have retired and stopped working, all of a sudden things start catching up with them, in their body, and they start falling apart, and they start aging, because your body's been used to a routine for 30 or 40 years, and all of a sudden you're not doing that anymore. Retirement is an artificial concept of the 20th century, and maybe through no choice whatsoever, the concept of retirement may actually disappear entirely. I could see that happening to, like, the alpha generation might not ever know what retirement is, right? It's hard. Yes, it is. I can imagine. I actually never thought about it actually until I just made this video. That just imagine being trapped in that building with whatever amount of other old people are there, and it's not the same crew at the breakfast table every morning. There's somebody missing. People are dying around you, and I don't know. Just the thought that the only way you're leaving that place is in a body bag. It's actually got to be terrifying. And that you were put in there by family members, and you almost can't escape because you don't have your car. One of the family members took the keys and took the car, so you don't have a way out of the place. And oftentimes you're not in any kind of physical shape to actually open the door of the nursing home and walk and run away, right? You're not going to go anywhere. There's no place to go. Dang. I don't never want to go there. I'll handcuff myself to the radiator in the house. Or to the steering wheel on my car. Before you drag me off to a place like that. Right? Think about it. We're only helping you for your best interest. No way. Well, it didn't totally sink in until, like, now, and also, like, at the time when they did that to my wife's grandfather. It kind of sunk in a little bit. Like, I was thinking, wow, this has got to be kind of terrifying for a 94-year-old guy that just a couple days ago was spry enough to crawl under, jack up, put jack stands under, and crawl underneath the car to change the oil or whatever it was he was doing. Going from that, okay, to 2 days later, you're in some institution that you're not ever going to leave from. Okay, can you imagine that? And you committed no crime. But the time you're going to do is all the time you have left on this planet. Think about that. You're going to serve a virtual life sentence, whatever life you have left in you. You're going to be stuck in a place hearing other old people moaning, crying, and dying, and hearing the wailing of ambulance sirens and commotion. Wow. Yeah. Actually, frightening thought. Yeah, ain't no way when I get old like that, ain't no way nobody gonna come and get me like that. I have to be dead already. I ain't going to. No. You're stuck there. You're stuck there without any family really coming. Family coming to visit you when they want, or they're checking on you, and you're signing documents and stuff like that, giving away your rights and stuff. It happens to a lot of people. Yeah, it does. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any nursing homes, and there's quite a few of them. Quite a few of them with a lot of people there. So you have like strangers taking care of you, and some of the lesser quality nursing homes, uh, they smell like urine because the staff the staff there doesn't really do their job, or they're not being paid enough to do the job. So, you know, residents are allowed to go into the public area and they pee in their wheelchair. It's just. When I used to deliver pizzas, there was several nursing homes near the pizza place where I used to work. That the nurses and you could tell the quality nursing homes from the not so quality ones by giving it the pee smell test. That's what I would call it at the front door. If you could smell urine, that's a bad place. You go in there and you don't smell pee, that's a good place. So that's my yardstick standard for what's acceptable and what's not. If the place smells like pee when you go in through the front door, nope, don't even think about it. Copper Cruise. Is that Copper Cruise or Copper Curse? Never. The words are so small. Hi, King. Yeah, Scrappity loves to delete his vids. Yeah, I can't figure that out. Other than I've had a couple commenters tell me that he does that because, I don't know, YouTube takes him down or is of all the swearing. But there's a couple channels that I watch. Oh, Copper Cruise. Okay. Yeah, because the words on this iPhone 6, they're so small. You need you need a magnifying glass. You should see how small the type is. There you go, kids. I'll show you if you don't believe me. Look at that. We're supposed to be able to read that. Bobby Holden. Hello. How you doing? Copper Copper. Copper Cooper. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Is that small or what? That's pretty small. Yeah, so I was somehow or another I found myself talking about nursing homes and stuff like that. But yeah, no, there's this other channel called No Water to Drink, and uses a lot. This guy's name is Ben, and he uses a lot of potty mouth words. But yeah, his videos do get deleted, but I think he takes them down. I don't know. I thought you were allowed to swear, but I don't know. Yeah, you got it. Copper, not Cooper. You can see why, right? Look how little the words are. I mean, they're tiny. It's like reading the fine print on a. Okay, yes, scrappity takes him down. But for what reason? What is the real reason? You have a channel there that's like way more popular than mine, by like tenfold. It's 10 times more popular than my channel. He could actually be making. He could actually be making a couple decent coins off of his channel. He thinks it's funny. Oh, okay, well. I guess so. I wouldn't. I mean, I leave old videos up just because it made a couple of pennies. I mean, I put some work into it. I actually did. So he's not monetized, so we don't care. You got to get it in early or miss out. Yeah, I know, right? Well, for one point there, like I don't know, a week or two ago, he had like 7 or 8 videos up, and he had like more than a week's worth of videos up, and he didn't take them down. And then one day, like a few days ago, they were all gone, no more. Well, then take them down. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that he deleted them all. Oh well. Guess you don't want them. I don't know. I don't think I would do that, but there you go, Ian Matthews. Good morning from the shed. I think it's kind of rainy there, and the southern part of the UK is kind of rainy right now, right? For the rest of the day. He also said his. He also said in his last post he got rid of Pinterest. Well, I think he got rid of his Instagram, and is sorry to anyone that was following him. Yeah, he got rid of his Instagram too. I don't know. If I put effort into it, I wouldn't get rid of it. Anybody see that cooker that Ian Matthews made? That thing's like a work of art. That's incredible. It was made out of the top part out that had on the side, it had a dent in it, and then he cut the bottom part out, and he took the bottom part and inverted it, and took that to the top and welded it. Yeah, sorry, Instagram. I don't use that, so I don't care. Yeah, my daughter set up an Instagram on my other iPhone like over a year ago, and I tried to use it once, and it didn't work very well for me or something. It just, if I could figure it out, I'm surprised I figured out how to use YouTube, kind of, not really, sort of. so, so Copper, with yeah, I have another subscriber from Australia, from Western Australia, and he lives 300 miles inland from Perth. So that would be pretty much the beginning of the outback, right? I barely have time for YouTube. Never mind Instagram. Pinterest, Facebook, eBay. Yeah, well, you could actually, Ian, you could actually spend your whole freaking life playing with the gadget and all that social media stuff. Plus, you have a real full-time job, so not many people have time for 10 hobbies, let alone, okay, well, Ian he has the shed and a garden, so to speak, and a little bit of scrapping and a little bit of tinkering. So that's enough hobbies. It's, that big old truck always goes out. I always know that's how I know it's about 2:30 local time here. Because that guy comes down the street like clockwork. Knowing the time by other people's habits. Well, that's cool. Yeah, not that many people have. I mean, you got time for YouTube. YouTube. Just think about the time involved. A lot of people, edit heavily edit their videos. That takes time. Yes, but it's south, north, or east. East is on the highway to Adelaide. South isn't bad, but north to north, easy is full of red dust outback Australia. Yeah, the red dust, of the outback of Australia is nearly identical to some of our southern states, like um, parts of Georgia and uh, Alabama and parts of Arkansas have that red clay dust, the same stuff. Okay, Marty, 8 a.m. here. A siren in the factory has gone off, so it's time. Oh, yeah, right. Well, time to punch the clock, Ian. So, you have a real job. I respect that. Yeah, that same red dust of the outback is what you find in a few of our southern states, especially if you drive on an unmade road. You are going to encounter that same stuff, which when it gets wet, it's like ice. Later, buddy. Take care. All right. See you. See you, Eden. We'll punch the clock. If you have a factory clock with the time code. Some places don't have a time clock. They have a computer, or you're on your honor. Some companies, your attendance is checked by on your honor. You gotta watch out for the red dust potholes. Woo! They could be 2 foot deep. Yeah, fine dust like talcum powder. That's exactly how parts of Georgia and Alabama are. You get the red dust if you go on an unmade road and it's hot and dry. the dust is so fine, and if it rains on it, okay, after it's been so dry like that, it's be careful out there, Jeff, so you can see them. Yeah, you can't see them. Yeah. Well, how do you travel on that? I mean, obviously, like a Holden Commodore would probably be an inappropriate vehicle for traveling through the outback. It probably wouldn't be smart. Oh wow. Then when it rains, come they turn gluey, thick mud as possible to get off. Yeah, it doesn't become slick like snow and ice because that's how the South gets. You get to know them after a while of living here, as you can spot them on the road. Well, I think I don't know if this is any kind of comparison, but some of the paved some of the paved roads around here in Illinois are almost as bad as an unmade road because there's so many potholes that you just can't quite go the speed limit. Well, you can, but if you want your car to hold up, you're going to go under the speed limit so it gives you time to spot the potholes, which can be very deep. Does that red dust when it gets wet and muddy and stuff like that? Does it also get very slick? I don't know if I would take a car through the outback, though. There's a place where you don't want a car to break down, really, because you have reptiles that will want to eat you, and snakes and spiders and stuff. Leanne. Alright, bye. Be safe out there. Good night. Alright, bye. Thanks for being here. Yeah, in a couple hours, not even, like maybe around 4 or 4:30, I'm going to go out scrapping. The trucks cause it. They tear it up in the wet season. Then the dust fills in the holes, and it all starts all over again. If the local council is good, they grade the roads. Yeah, Copper, did you ever see this one Australian YouTube channel called Billy B? He's he lives in the outback in Alice Springs, and he drives well, right now he's just driving essential goods, but he usually hauls like customized loads on road trains, which you know what that is. Um, and sometimes like wide loads, like equipment for mining and stuff like that. But in his videos, some of them, he shows like broken axles and stuff like that he's had, and he usually has somebody following along with him in a four-wheel drive, a ute, probably as a parts runner or support vehicle. Anyway, in one of his videos, I guess he broke an axle on a unmade outback road, and he had to have the axle flown in by helicopter. I can't even imagine what that had to have cost. Flown in by helicopter to the location of where the truck was broke down. Can you imagine that? You, I would never do that repair by myself. You know, laying on the ground and stuff. You need like a couple of spotters standing around you. You know, making sure there's not a croc. You know, sneaking up on you to go and take a chunk of meat out of you, or snakes crawling around, or spiders and stuff like that, laying on the ground with a wrench as you're repairing, and something's going to come up on you. Right? Unmade roads. I can't even imagine like streetlights being there, because nothing. It's just basically a path across the desert. With how many gas stations? Maybe I should Google Earth, the outback, just to look at it. I Googled a while back. I Googled Earth, Tasmania, and the picture of most of Tasmania is not very. It's not very clear. It's like it was, you know, the satellite image must have been on a slightly cloudy day or overcast or something. But when I was fiddling around with Google Maps, I should have like. It's fun to do. I don't know. I should have taken a look at what makes up the outback besides nothingness. Big desert. Here's another frustrating topic right here. You know, a lot of banks lately, they've eliminated their coin counting machines. So they hand out, if you have coin, they hand out coin roller things, you know, the paper things, so you can roll your own coins, and you can give the rolled coins to the teller. But since they don't have a coin counting machine, they're not taking your coins, the penny rolls. So it's like they're slowly trying to discourage the use of cash in any form. At quarters, all rolled up. So all in all, I got about $20 in coin in this can here. Yeah, so the only thing left is this company called Coinstar, and there's a lot. It's a vending machine. You take your coins. They're mostly like in Walmart. You take your coins and you dump them into the coin counter, and the coin machine charges you 12.5%. So that's $12.50 out of every $100. All right. You get a debit card, but it doesn't charge you anything if you get a fast food, like a Domino's Pizza debit card or gift card. But I don't know. What's wrong with the banks? I mean, why even have a bank building if they don't do anything? Right? No coin counting machine. I mean, you got money saved there. They don't pay any interest anymore on your savings accounts. Not that I have a savings account, but I've inquired you know, no interest. But hey, still can't complain now, can we? Okay, because if you live in like France or something like that, um, there's a negative interest rate, so you actually have to pay the bank in France to keep your money. Okay, I think it's like 1% or something like that. Can you imagine that? You go and put 20 grand or whatever into a bank account in France, or it starts eroding. Okay. It's like you're discouraged from saving what you've worked for, because all money really is a representation of your toil, or of your like hard work. Because we can't put time in a bottle, the next best invention is hard currency. It's money. When you get into the money discussions, though, then you end up getting the gold of people. The people that champion gold. You know, which is impossible to quantify really on a whim. Hey, how much gold you got there, and is it real gold, and all that. People are like, oh, gold is the real currency, but did you know the government could make, because they've done it before, they can make owning gold illegal. So it would be useless to have anyway. Isn't that true? Like people were forced, or it was demanded that they turn in all of their gold. You could only keep like up to 1 ounce of gold back in the 1930s. The government wanted all the gold. How, which is an aside. How do all these, like, the micro scrappers do with this gold recovery? Do they actually make any money at it, or is it simply just a hobby, which you might make a couple of bucks, but you're never really gonna make a lot? You know what I mean? I'm gonna end this. I'm going to end this podcast. The question remains, and some people have tried to answer it, and I'm satisfied with answers. The question remains, Mr. Scrappity, what do you do with your videos? Most people say that, why? Why? Don't do that. All right, everybody. Later.